18 after 7. Hello again, and thanks for staying with the AM report. So the ANC's highest decision-making body has resolved to reject the Phala Phala report, and that's after an independent panel found that the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, may have violated the Constitution in relation to the alleged cover-up of a crime on his farm in Limpopo back in 2020. Some political parties and civil society organizations have called for the President to step down, while others argue that this would not be in the best interest of the country. So how is all of this affecting ordinary citizens, and most importantly, service delivery? Let's unpack it for you now. Bringing our guest, Siyabulela Mama, is with the Assembly for the Unemployed. We're also joined by Tonic Manchidi from Forum for Service Delivery, I beg your pardon. To both our guests, great to see you. Thanks very much indeed for making time to speak to us. Tonic, perhaps I can begin with you. You know, typically there's that saying around how when elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers the most. I imagine in this case it's no different, because as the political mudslinging continues, one wonders how much work, how much governance is actually taking place.
Thank you very much, Ayanda, for giving us the opportunity. Yes, indeed, the grassroots is suffering. The poor of the poorest is suffering. The level of service delivery is degenerating because, Ayanda, when the President is caught in his hands in the cookie jar, just imagine a normal ward councillor. Just imagine how about a mayor, a local municipal mayor who is expected to deliver, and they see that their president is trying to get away with corruption. So definitely we are in a situation where service delivery is at the level of crisis. The whole Phala saga is making the ward councillors to be very arrogant, is making the local mayors to be very arrogant, to think they too can really get away with not delivering the services to the poor of the poorest on the ground. Yeah,
and that's the thing about some of these things, whether it's corruption, racism, any other forms of discrimination, they really distract us from the core of the bread and butter issues that need to be addressed. Some of those, of course, Siyabulela, being things like tackling the unemployment crisis in this country. One wonders how much consideration is given to that when, in many instances, ministers who are meant to spearhead this are locked in NEC meetings for days.
Are locked in NEC meetings for days, but at the same time, so we always call on a stop to the illicit financial flows. The taxing of the rich, our slogan will be tax the rich. But how is that, and these taxing of the rich and the stopping of illicit financial flows will give money, enough money, put money into government's hands to support a social wage and the basic income grant, which we've been talking about, and to provide money to the municipalities for service delivery. But when your own president is keeping money into the mattress and not declaring it, it's also part of these money. It's these parts of these illicit financial flows which you're talking about. So how is government going to do that? How is government going to take you serious as the unemployed? How is government going to take you serious as people who are expecting service delivery? How is government going to take you serious as public sector workers who are suffering from austerity because of these problems? So this is a serious issue, and this is the debate that we should be having. This is the debate that we should be having, that we have mattress bankers who are holding money that some of it should be and could be taxed to fund a social wage that could contribute to this debate and the money that we're talking about of a basic income grant.
Yeah, of course, Tonic, politics is not too far from what's actually taking place here. It's been interesting to hear some in the commentariat speaking about how we shouldn't even be paying as much attention as we are to the ANC because, again, it's a distraction from what we should be doing, which is solving some of the country's socio-economic ills. What's your take on that perception?
Look, Ayanda, the reality is you cannot avoid the ANC. The ANC is ruling in most of our municipalities, is ruling in most of the wards. Therefore, we need to expose ANC for what it is. People need to know on the ground that the reason there is no water, the reason they cannot make decisions to connect the pipe. I'm telling you, Ayanda, right now, where I'm sitting in the region of Asikukude in the Limpopo province, there is a municipality that is struggling to make a decision to connect a pipe from the dam to a reservoir so that people can drink water. They are now on a defense mode. They are defending their president because the emperor is naked. It is all about power play. Our people are suffering the most because normal, ordinary people on the ground, Mr. Nyati, they are not interested in where is the money in Madras, how it comes. All they want is to make and meat. So we are in a situation where ANC, it must be exposed for what it is. It has failed. The project 1994 has failed. And then we want the IEC, as Forum for Service Delivery, to say what you are doing, it is not correct. Because remember, the IEC, it was formed as a temporary thing, meaning after 1994, we were supposed to appoint a proper electoral commission that was going to overlook over South African elections affairs. But then as the result, they legitimated a temporary thing, which is IEC, and then this is the result, because now IEC is in bed with the ANC. So we will never win this battle up until something is done about the IEC. Sure. We also, as Forum for Service Delivery, saying give more teeth to the Electoral Commission. This Saka, if Electoral Commission had enough teeth to bite, we wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't even need to go through the panel of Section 89 panel, because the Electoral Court will have given enough teeth to bite when this kind of matters arises.
Sure. We do know there is ongoing discussions around the amendment of the electoral bill, the electoral amendment bill in Parliament. So hopefully you made your submissions to that. But perhaps we digress slightly. Siyabulela, there are meant to be accountability mechanisms. It's like some people will argue that those exist, but whether or not they're effective is a completely different discussion. Government is meant to be held accountable, or meant to be accountable to the public through Parliament. It is that very same Parliament where we've now heard from the ANC NEC, where MPs were given an instruction to vote against this particular report, despite how they may personally feel about it. I wonder what message that sends to ordinary people desperate for the social ills of this country to be addressed.
So in practice and in paper, that's a good pathway. However, we must remember whatever happens in this NEC meeting, whatever the ANC decide, the ANC still holds majority. So people can vote, but we must do remember that the ANC still holds the majority. So if it goes on a vote, it goes on a vote, then we're still not disabused from this issue of Ramaphosa continuing to be our president, and that's the problematic part about this thing. Whether what happens in Concord is another debate, but this also brings to debate and brings into the fore how this system actually, if you're resourceful, you can find your way around it, where you have the resources to do that, and that's very important to note. But I don't really have faith in what will come out of Parliament, as the ANC holds the majority to that. I mean, the divisions might work on us if they go on a secret ballot. We don't know, but we must do remember that they do hold the majority. Although in in theory, this sounds nice and romantic.
Sure, got you. Certainly many layers to this Phala Phala saga. We'll keep watching the story as it continues to unfold. We thank you for both your input. Siyabulela Mama is with the Assembly for the Unemployed. Tonic Manchidi is the President of Forum for Service Delivery. To both our guests, once again, thanks very much indeed for your time.